Greetings, my friends. This is Carrie Konyha, wishing you all a very happy, blessed, joyful holiday season. Here we are in the last quarter moon phase of the last lunar cycle of 2021. Today, we're going to be looking at the energies that are shining in the dates ranging from today, December 26th, through January 1st, 2022. I want to begin this episode by thanking each and every one of you for contributing to the growth of my channel. Each time you like, share, subscribe, and comment on my videos, it boosts my ranking and my visibility on YouTube and enables more people to benefit from the teachings and offerings that I share here on my channel. With that, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on energetically this week and how we can best harness the energies and navigate through them. The big thing that I want to talk about that is happening now is the fact that we are in the midst of Venus retrograde conjunct Pluto, both Venus and Pluto in the signs of Capricorn. So this energy has a collective influence on intense transformation with a highlight on things connected to our values, our life values, our core values. Now, being that this week we're in the last quarter moon phase happening in the sign of Libra, let's remember that the last quarter moon phase of each lunar cycle is a time to shed, release, clear away, let go of anything that's ready to be brought into completion, anything that we're recognizing as not being aligned with the direction we're aiming our focus on in our life. And it's also a time of reflection. It's a time of reflecting upon whatever the intentions were that we set during the new moon phase, recognizing what took root, what bloomed, what blossomed, and what's ready to be sort of returned to the earth, metaphorically, so to speak. Now, Libra is an energy that inspires sociability, but it also is very connected to things that we associate with our internal sense of harmony and balance, especially within relationships. So this can be relationship with ourselves, our loved ones, relationships that we've got going on with different experiences and facets of our life. So this last quarter moon happening in the sign of Libra right now is basically supporting us all in clearing away and releasing anything that is interfering with our internal sense of harmony and balance. This is further compounded by the fact that we have that Venus in retrograde conjunct Pluto, which is really significantly highlighting and bringing into our awareness matters having to do with our values, where we can step more into our values, and how we can be aware of where maybe we ourselves have not been honoring our own values. Am I living in alignment with my core values? And are the core values that I'm living by genuinely aligned with what my deeper sense of life work, soul purpose is? These are things to contemplate this week. In a moment, I'm going to talk about some special messages that channeled through me over the past few days through meditation from the Archangel METATRON. But before I talk about that, I also want to mention that we do have Mars and Sagittarius making a sextile to Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. Mars is all about action in alignment with our biggest passions and ambitions. Sagittarius is a fire sign that's all about expansion, adventure, exploration. So the Mars in Sagittarius in and of itself is fueling our fires in regard to our ambitions that are connected to what our core values are, which is going back to the Venus retrograde conjunct Pluto. And the sextile between Mars and Saturn in Aquarius inspires us all to harness awareness around innovative strategies that we can utilize to keep ourselves moving forward. Now, there's one more thing that I'm going to say about this astrologically. We also have Mercury in the sign of Capricorn. Mercury is all about our thought processes, the intellect, communication. It can also be connected to learning and studying, especially in the sign of Capricorn. We're more practically minded now. Mars in Sagittarius and a sextile to Saturn in Aquarius, in addition to Mercury being in Capricorn, has a collective influence on all of us experiencing a deep motivation, dedication to continue to propel ourselves forward despite what might feel like obstacles or setbacks or obstructions in our path. And the way that we are doing that is by discerning innovative strategies to move forward, which is also going to be connected to that Mercury in Capricorn. So before I get into the cards, I want to share some significant insights and messages that came through my meditations over the past few days that are connected to the Archangel METATRON. Metatron is a powerful archangel that teaches people how to utilize their spiritual power, their spiritual energy, their spiritual intention for good in the world. Now, the specific messages that came through me clairvoyantly through my recent meditations over the past few days, this is specifically connected to the challenges that we're all having now with the Venus retrograde. So the message that Metatron has for all of us right now is that it's really important to remember to not allow ourselves to be triggered or hooked into lower vibrational drama ways of engaging or interacting in how we communicate or express ourselves. It's really important individually, for the sake of the collective, for all of us to muster up as much inner empowerment, as much courage, as much strength as we can to remember that come what may, my dedication is aligned with bringing more peace and light into the world. Meditating on your higher chakras, meditating on accessing your higher self, meditating in ways that enable you to access higher guidance from higher dimensions of awareness, spiritual guides, teachers, helpers. This is really our best tool that we have right now, is remembering to pull on the strength of our spiritual natures, our spiritual energies right now. Being that we are in the last few days of 2021, this is such a potent and powerful time to do healing and clearing work during these last few days to bring ourselves into optimum openness, clarity, attunement, and alignment with our higher selves, with the natural rhythms and cycles of nature, so that we can really be in tune and in sync as we're moving into what's going to be the new moon happening on January 2nd. In the next few days, I'm going to upload a video that talks all about the astrology around this new moon in January, because this is the time where we want to not only set our intentions for the particular lunar cycle, but we want to set our intentions for the entire year on the new moon in January, which is happening on January 2nd. So be sure to look for that video within the next few days. With that, let's go ahead and take a look at the cards and see what additional sacred wisdom teachings want to channel through. Okay, here we are. I'm going to go ahead and work with this traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck today. This is the Radiant Rider-Waite deck, which is the same as a classical Rider-Waite deck, just with a little bit of a optimized coloring here. And I'm going to start by selecting 3 cards. So we know that we're in the last quarter moon phase and that this is a time of clearing, healing, releasing, also contemplating, reconsidering. Let's take a look at whatever message wants to come through, an action that we can take around that message, and then what the result of the action will be. Let's just start with that. Okay, let's see what wants to come up here. It feels like this is number 1. This is number 2 and 3. Came out nice and easy here. Okay, so I'm going to look at all 3 of these. Interesting that they're all reversed. We're all in more of like an inward time of reflection, which is standard anytime we have retrogrades going on. Retrograde energies always bring us into a space of reflection, reconsidering, restructuring, recalling, reordering, reorganizing. And the reversals that are showing up today are a strong reminder of that. Being that we're in the last quarter moon phase in Libra, which is connected to internal balance and harmony as we align that energy with what we know is going on, astrologically speaking. This last few days of the year, give yourself the gift of retreating, going within, recalling, realizing what's been working for me, what's not working for me. How do I want to refine my intentions, my focus in moving forward? And I would say that that's the overall message. Let's unpack this a little bit and begin with the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups represents the archetypal energy of a person who's highly gifted intuitively, highly imaginative. This is the archetype of a person who's a natural healer, counselor, teacher, mentor, guide. And being that it's reversed, to me says we're all being called towards our self-healing right now, self-care. Harmonize, integrate, heal any discord that we've been experiencing internally, especially on an emotional level, on a sensing, feeling level, because the Suit of Cups represents that aspect of us. And then the other 2 cards that came up are both major arcana cards, the 4 and the 5, the Emperor and the Hierophant. When the Hierophant comes up, it's connected to the part of us that is seeking the sacred. It can also be connected to seeking higher learning and higher knowledge, as I spoke of earlier. And when this card comes up reversed, seeking the sacred is happening more internally within ourselves. So the action that we can take is seeking our own inner guidance, empowering our own inner guidance, empowering our own inner strength, which may very well bring us into reconsiderations around what we choose to empower in moving forward into 2022. The Emperor card is like the epitome of the empowered sacred masculine. This is how we're taking action, the choices we're making. This is being in our leadership, being able to be empowered in how we're leading ourselves forward in life starts with accessing internal spiritual empowerment. We have to know what it is that we're striving for and what it is that we're guided towards before we can lead ourselves in those ways. And so overall, this really feels to be a strong message this week to shift our focus inward. Self-care, self-nurturing, healing, again, clearing, releasing. This is all definitely related to where we're at in the lunar cycle. And it's going to be a really helpful tool in moving through these Venus retrograde conjunct Pluto energies. Now, remember what Metatron says about remembering to be in our highest vibrational nature. So the way to access that is inward, going within, feeling into yourself, being curious about connecting with your spiritual energy, your spiritual nature. For those of you who might need guidance in how to access those things, check out some of the guided meditations that I have on my YouTube channel. I have a whole playlist of guided meditations, and some of them are connected to connecting with your spirit guides, connecting with your intuition, and those will really help you a lot. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit different today, and I'm going to pull one card from this little deck of cards that somebody gifted me called Soul Clarity cards. So I'm going to pick one card that's connected to what does my soul want me to know. Now, again, this is a message for the collective. So on the collective higher over soul level, which we all are connected to, the higher aspect of our individual selves that are contributing to collective soulful evolution. What does our souls want us to know in regard to that? Let me just feel what one wants to come up. It's this one for sure. What's the message? Leap into the unknown. You know that dream you've been putting off moving towards? Take that leap. In order for us to take that leap, be in our leadership, first we have to go within and ask ourselves, what am I striving to take that leap towards? And we're going to talk more about that next week as we explore the energies around the first new moon of 2022 and how we can best harness the power of those energies in alignment with our deepest and truest sense of life work and soul path. All my love, guys, blessings, namaste, stay tuned. There's more videos right around the corner, and I will see you next time.